Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad!
Hello, people of the internet.
Bitches!
You can't see Jerry, you can hear him, because
Bitches!
today we do terrible things.
I would show you me, but having played with Skype recently, we're aware that not always does it like my camera being changed or moved or even just being used. So rather than do that...
Yeah, so as you might imagine, we're going to do stuff today, and oh, Jerry is showing off his new toys. Oh,
Jerry's
just
putting his airbrush
storing
away.
his toys.
Always keep your stuff tidy, especially when it's a £215 airbrush. Definitely keep it.
Oh god, yeah.
Don't just chuck it around. Unlike my Neo 4 Iwata, which is sitting on a shelf behind me because I couldn't be arsed storing it away, but it was like £45 several years ago, so, you know, fuck it.
So, like you might have guessed, everybody, we're not looking at hobbies other people's do.
Yeah, we couldn't be arsed this week.
Yeah,
you people.
I thought to myself, Jerry surely has a story to tell or two from Salute and different stories. Also, something popped up.
Things, no?
Something popped up today, which Dutch already has hinted at.
Is it Hasbro? Do we get to hear you rant about Hasbro again?
Those
motherfuckers.
motherfuckers.
I heard they only did that because they hate you and want you to...
Well, I can't blame them for hating me, but...
And also you touch yourself at night.
Well, who doesn't? So, Jerry, what are you going to do tonight? Except talking to the people.
I think I'm going to start by opening up a bottle of Fluffy Bunny.
You've got the weirdest shit.
A 10% marshmallow stout.
Well, I'm going to be very boring and to drink some Fritz Limo lemon.
Sure, you do that. Why is my bottle bottle opener was on top this week? Wow.
Mm.
Num 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 num. Anyway, I don't know. I have a lot of stuff around me. I was almost late to the stream because at 1:45. Well, I was late to the stream. Let's face it, because we should have kicked off about 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
At
Who cares?
1:45, I was still airbrushing metallics onto stuff for Wild West Exodus, and then I looked at the clock and went, "Oh
Whoopsie.
fuck! I've not even worked out if I've got a camera, where to put the camera, where my lights are, or tidied all the shit off my desk." So I
Well,
should probably do some of them. I've been working on this. Oh, a lot of my stuff is metallics,
Oh, begins.
so I've assembled like all 6 weeks in advance, on the grounds that so much of it was going to be airbrushed metallics.
So basically, you're already ahead of your plans in regards to what you did for the Conquest.
Well, it's all built. I'm already starting painting it. Unlike Conquest, where I was having to build it. Although to be fair, I did still finish a month ahead with Conquest. Look, I made a little choo-choo railway line on that one. Choo-choo,
I think Lloyd will love that.
choo-choo. So I'm going for a sky earth metallic. I don't know if it'll show up on this because metallics and cameras, they don't like them. They tend
Not
to be
really.
very shiny, but it goes sort of blues down to like a brownie color. Just got to go in and finish the accentuating on that.
And let me just welcome Radverse, Dodge Crispin, Demons Up, Tuffy.
No, I don't do that.
No?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
so fuck off, everybody.
Yeah. You should still be expecting it every week.
I'll be doing these.
Boogies.
Boogies!
Tobacco, what a boogie.
A shame that Panzer isn't here, so he can't see me painting Wookiees.
Yeah.
Or building, first and foremost.
Yeah, you should always build your Wookiee before you paint it. I learned that from Lee Marvin. Or was that Wagons? Let me put my bottle opener away, because if I lose my bottle opener from its regular place, I'll be very annoyed.
This will be a first, because I think I haven't built any true models from Legion yet.
Right. I've done the Inferno and Mandos. And once I've worked my way around it, it was quite nice. Let me just move that to one side, because just because I've got those doesn't mean that's what I'm going to be working on. Wouldn't it be far more fun to work on something like this? Wouldn't it?
I can't really tell what it is. I'm guessing it's Bot Wars, you silly cunt.
Might be.
Ah.
Might be Bot Wars. Look how yellow it is.
It's very yellow, yes indeed.
It's very yellow. I want to paint up the Atlanticans like Aquaman.
What's keeping you from doing so?
I'm a lazy fuck. I thought we knew that.
Okay, that's a reasonable reason not to.
I'll just tell stories tonight by the medium of this head.
Is that the one from the review you put out today?
Yep.
It is a chunky boy.
He's big, but he's just a head. I mean, that's
Oh god!
fucking enormous.
And now,
As they said, France, if I reduce my light,
holy shit balls!
would that be better?
If you can grab it with one hand and it's still the majority of the model is sticking out, that's a fucking gigantic.
Yeah, I think I said it was 30 centimeters long. Although I was guesstimating that based on the squares of this grid that were just off camera when I do my unboxings. So I was trying to eyeball it. So it's actually 2, 4, 6, 31 centimeters long to snout. So that's not bad.
Oh no, don't really. Welcome, Grimwolf and Duck the Fuck. So, I'm already hitting my first roadblock because I need to read instructions.
Right. Oh, well, you know.
This
let
is
me know if you need help
unusual.
with the big words.
I can't. I
You can't. What?
also that, yes.
Outrageous.
Well,
Outrageous. I made too much of this metallic
Oops.
earlier. Just saying, I did.
you ban sprouts when your parents are coming around. Why are you banning sprouts, Redverse?
Very kids. For the butt wars.
Oh, so. So, how was Salute aside from what we've seen already?
It's good.
Did you actually get some time to look at things for yourself, or was it
No, just running around like a fucking lunatic.
a horrible exercise in sports?
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, I got a chance to run around the place a couple of times looking for stuff, going, where is my Rourke's Drift? And then there was no Rourke's Drift.
Why wasn't there no Rogue's Rift?
I think it's because they heard Denzi and myself were going to be there.
Did you scare them?
And they didn't want to be told off by stripes on mealy bags. So it's, you know what, lads, let's not fucking bother. Let's just go fuck that.
He will just tell us how his Rogue's Drift is much better than ours.
Yep. Well, we would have done. Either of us. Combined, it would have just been a hiding to nothing. But, on that note, Denzian, I got to say like 2 words to Denzian between an interview and another interview, and I was gutted because I really wanted to chat to him because I knew he was over. It's like, fuck. To be fair, that was most of the weekend. It was like, hello.
Goodbye.
The longest conversation I had was with General Bootlicker, Dan, who I occasionally see comment on the site. He caught me as I was walking the length of the hall from having just finished filming to go all the way down to where our little mini setup was to set stuff. But that was the longest chat I had, simply because it was the longest distance without anybody having to be interviewed in between. Otherwise, it was just, I have to stop now and, you know, and talk. I really want to keep that as well.
And you also met Tuffy, if I've seen that correctly?
Seen Tuffy, seen Hazy, seen Panzer, Denzian, the Bellon, and his, I think his missus's misunderstanding in the House of Water. I think. So yeah, so I've seen a little splurge of people, and there was somebody else. Oh no, I've forgotten their name. I think it's Martin. They have a Dux Britannium project that I follow, and I've dragged out on this a few times. It's fucking amazing. Really, really good. And obviously Doug I've seen as well. Hi Doug. Got to talk to Doug twice, I think. In passing, it was good.
Martin Hobby Lodge was there also?
Yeah. Seen Martin playing Moonstone. And Irish Steve. That after the thing, and this is the reason I say in April, if we're going back, we need to organise something for probably the Friday night, more likely the Saturday. I don't know. If things go well on our setup, Friday's great. If things go badly on our setup, then Friday's a fucking washout, whereas Saturdays always should be okay, depending on travel. Sat in the bar with the team and Irish Steve, having a pint. Then they all wanted to go back to the hotel early because they're children and ladies.
Weak.
So Ben stayed, even though Ben had to get up the earliest, Ben stayed for another pint with Steve. And while I was sitting there, Ben had just left. Me and Steve were talking some balls, and 3 of the other painters, like Rumbly and two others who he gave me their names, and I went, I'm not remembering these, arrived, and we then proceeded to sit in the bar till close, talking random balls and painting. It was a fascinating conversation. discussing the difference between non-metallic and true metallic, painting for competition over just painting for yourself. Really, really interesting. So much so that I feel like I want to do it again.
And maybe even use a recording device.
That type of thing. Although I need to talk to Rumbly8, Steve, and find out who the other two guys were, because I'd just love to. They're all excellent painters, and they're all painters who enter competition, so they're right at the top of the painting.
So at least you've got some
Pyramid.
quality time for all that
yeah,
hassle.
it's the fact that you could sit there and you go, non-metallic metals, they're a bit shit, aren't they? And then have a load of painters go, yes. As opposed to what normally happens, which is I go, they're a bit shit, aren't they? And people go, oh, no, that's just because you can't do them. But A, yes, I can't, and B, I'm still right. Because it non-metallic looks great in a diorama when you're viewing it from one very specific angle.
Yeah.
And when you're not, it looks balls.
It looks off, literally.
Yeah. And they were even discussing things like when you're doing a diorama, circular base or square base. And that threw up a bit of a, I'm not going to say a brouhaha, but Steve likes it on a round base because it doesn't matter the orientation. You can look at it from any direction. A square base sets the orientation for you. So, but yeah, it was just fascinating listening to painters actually talk about how they approach things.
Professionals, nonetheless.
Yeah, and then I came home and went, I didn't buy a single fucking thing. But then I made up for that yesterday. I ordered a buttload of stuff from some of the wee small independent people that I've seen, the likes of War Games Terrain Workshop. So Dave ordered a load of his fucking American stuff, the cacti and the Wild West stuff. And then I went to Belfast today and picked some things up. Took a day off because I had to go and buy stuff for fucking jerry cans. Not really a day off, is it?
Not really.
Shopping for work.
Not my definition of having a day off.
And then when I was up there, I discovered that the little toy box shop actually has all the AK interactive weathering pencils, which I've been dying to try for a fucking age. I was like, oh, I'll have them then. £6 a pack, so probably fine.
How many are in the pack? 6?
5.
Well, so that's just a bit of a quick per pencil.
Like 120 per pencil. The interesting thing is, these are activated by water apparently. So you streak them on and then you use a wet brush to blend it and stuff. Feather it out, get whatever you want.
Sounds a bit like aquaristic pencils.
I have a set of water soluble watercolor pencils. So now I'm wondering, are they just something like that?
With added hobby tag.
Well, no, because my watercolor pencils cost about twice the price these did. You know.
Yeah, well, that's then the different hobby tags.
Yeah. Well, you can get cheaper ones, to be fair, but I found the cheaper watercolor pencils are mostly balls. So, mostly. You done yet?
Oh, I'm trying fiddling these things together. I'm starting to understand why people hated building the B1 droids.
Well, that's because their heads came in like 2 pieces and stuff. It was mental.
Yeah, I've got the
better.
crossbow in 2 pieces.
I'm trying to embiggen the Twitch stream. How do can you do that? Oh, you can. That's much brighter on my camera in front of me than it is coming out on Twitch. You can actually almost read it on Twitch, which is madness.
Well, maybe Skype is doing its thing.
Yeah. So I picked up a little set of AK Interactive World War I French uniform paints. Because I'm going to do a French World War I army for Blood and Valor. Actually, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do a French army and a German army for Blood and Valor for the studio, because nobody pays attention to what I do when left to my own devices.
As is tradition.
Weirdly, Crispin, he brought the vamp braces with him. He made a big thing of bringing them with him, and then left them lying on his ass in the office the entire weekend.
Well, that's a shame.
Yep. So anyway, don't need that. sort of tidy all my shit back up.
This is going to take ages.
Right. It's going to take ages. Is it because you're bad at what you do?
That could be one, or simply the instructions are unclear. Please repeat. I can't seem to make it fit, or I'm holding it the wrong way around. That's also a possibility.
Legs.
Oh, halflings.
Legs. Got my Clash of Kings arrive while I was away. Sat in my house for days without me. Terrible. So now I've got to work out a new halfling list. I could build my halflings.
You could?
I'll do that. If they're behind me. If they're not behind me, I won't do that. I'll do something different. I refuse to paint the YYS Exodus stuff because I've already painted quite a lot of it today, and today's my day off, and that's work.
Bam braces equals soaked panties. I don't think so.
You know. Could be. You don't know. You're not the boss of him, Ray Darcy from Kildare. What the fuck is
No,
that?
but I had
Oh.
something similar to that in days past.
You had wet panties.
Almost. I from time to time I looked like somebody from Kiss or something. My van braces had what do you call the rivets?
It was riveting.
Yes, very much.
Zig and Zag. Zig and Zag were amazing. I got 3 points.
Okay, I'm too stupid to put a model together, but simply because the instructions are very unclear. I'll need to stress that.
Instructions unclear. Put firework up nose.
Something. Help.
What have I done?
Oh, that's a lot of plastic.
Our survey says...
Many not found?
No, I've got quite a lot of little fuckers. Since I bought the army, it was like, I'll unbox it for an unboxing as well. So I've assembled some. Oh, I could paint the Jesse Ogre. I won't. The Jesse Ogre's gorgeous. Boop, boop, boop.
Bloody
Ew.
hell. Remind me never to complain about other companies' building instructions.
Never complain about other companies' building instructions. You're welcome.
This is a horrible thing. I think I as much as I like the possibility of having plastic being proper plastic, the peg system of the early models had something for it.
Delightful. Lovely. I can't remember. How bad is it? I can't even see it. I'm not looking at yours.
Well, I've got a single shoulder piece, which is literally the shoulder, which is about 5 millimeters. I could barely grab it.
Right, okay. Well, you know. Nice to see they're still occasionally doing that. Captain America's shoulder pads, I'm looking at you.
Those were from AMG, weren't they?
Yep. And that's who's making them now. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, I think I've got it.
He thinks he's got it. By George, he's got it. He thinks he's got it.
Yeah. If it fits, it sits. I hope.
Sure. Sure. So, what should we start with? Let's start with dogs. Start with dogs and go from there. I think that's only fair. More dogs. Used sprues. Dogs. I'm going to knock that thing over, aren't I?
As long as you don't knock over any washes.
It's the metallic I mixed up. Almost entirely going to knock that over. Oh well, fuck it. So,
Assembling the Wookiee boss is a nightmare.
sounds like it's a bad thing. I should work out a fucking list before I bash these bastards together.
You think a list would influence the way you build?
Yeah, because I can build either rifle, spear, or hand weapons on foot and mounted on dogs.
Oh, I've seen the RLW Magnetic Heroes Kickstarter has gone bonkers.
Good. I really like that.
I've got the email. The Kickstarter is now live. I opened the Kickstarter link and I just saw numbers flying.
They were great. I imagine that's all down to my unboxings. I mean, what else could it be? It's clearly not all the painted shit.
I'm pretty sure the unboxings had a significant role.
Okay, let's go.
So, people in the chat that are still here and haven't switched off yet, are you
Bricks.
doing hobby?
Terrible bricks.
If you're not doing hobby, why not?
Is it because you've run out of being matter bridge? Look at that. That makes more sense.
Redverse is doing hobby. Redverse, what are you doing on hobby? If you don't mind sharing that little detail. Subdodger is playing Magic the Gathering.
Right.
All by yourself?
The best way to play it. That way nobody else has to see your shame. 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 What have I got? I own Goat Riding Cav Knights, which would be my juggers. I don't really own any just shit ones. Yes, the Deus you did hear halflings mentioned. I'm just opening up Easy Army to knock out a quick halfling army list to see what the fuck I should build.
So that's one done.
Right, oh, you're flying. Go team. Ah.
This is going to be a nightmare. What beautiful artwork in the instructions, which don't help anybody.
Oh.
So now I need to decide, will I do Wookiees with weird looking guns or with surfboards?
I mean, surfboards make sense.
Had you time to do an unboxing on the Wookiees?
Have I? No, I never sent us any.
So here are listed in this assembly guide the cards that go with them.
Mm-hmm.
The cards are called, and I'm trying to pronounce this as best as I can.
Excellent. Sure.
And
But again, why not?
I'm not even shitting you. I can't say you cannot see this. Wait, there. Focus, you bastard. Oh, it's not going to focus. Too small. Too far away. Notably, I'm not having a stroke. I literally was trying to read the commando cards for the Wookiees.
He says he wasn't having a stroke, but, you know.
Secretly, I am. Yes.
Maybe see where his other hand was.
Down my pants.
Well, that's what we're all imagining. Should I break off? problem with doing shit for unboxings. I got weird stuff made up that I probably don't want.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with Wookiees and close combat weapons. Anybody got any objections to that? No? Thought so. Where do I go from here?
Means the other A must be on this, and it is. You repair.
So for the kids at home, I'm now trying to build variant 1 from frame A1.
Oh, sure.
Which is the same body as the chieftain.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Oh, I can't tell you. So that's the body, and then I need the backside, which is this one again. Also, I'm using my brand new clippers for the first time, my Tamiya, and they are lovely.
The super sexy ones?
Oh god, it's...
Are they the £50 ones or the £90 ones?
No, the £90 ones were the God Hands. These are the £50 ones.
Okay.
Though I think these weren't as expensive, but they do work a charm. Especially with these very tiny contact points on these screws.
Tiny contact points.
Delays for a Codex Custodes and Gene Stealers, because paper is in not so ample supply also, and printing in China is a not so good idea for having a steady supply of stuff, I feel.
So I see Duncan Rhodes was at Salute.
Yeah, I've seen. I was wondering if Mel wasn't there.
No, Mel wasn't.
Did you have the chance to chat with Duncan, or did you avoid him at all costs?
I avoided him and told the others to avoid him as well. And then Justin went and interviewed him. I was like, there's little shops all the way around the hall who haven't just run a Kickstarter for £1 million for another set of fucking paints. Could we not talk to one of them? Asking for a friend.
I would have liked to see Jeff from Oakbound.
Bezos? Yeah.
No, not that.
The
other Jeff.
I had to be... Essentially it went like this. I had a list of people I wanted to see. It was almost 60 strong.
Oh, God.
I had to cut that down to 9. And by once I wanted to see, I meant once we were going to be interviewing. So I was like, okay, anybody who's been on the channel, bam, they're coming right off. Anybody who's already had an indie of the week, bam, they're coming off. I just went through it with a big going. I mean, Mantic were there. It maybe noticed that I'm a little bit of a Mantic fan. I didn't even walk past their stand.
Cool.
It's just like, they don't need it. Fuck them.
Did they send you a letter afterwards asking if everything was okay? Did they do something wrong? Don't you love us anymore?
That type of thing. No. Let's see, if I do that.
Oh, God, you go and fuck yourself, you spam bot.
That's better. That's just me leaning away the fuck forward. Yeah, I've kept it well hidden, Redverse. Got to be impartial and all that. But it was literally right. We're not going to get the even then. There was still probably 30 or 40 indie retailers who fit the criteria.
Hello,
I'm
Mountain.
not.
Welcome to our little chat show.
Hey, Martin. I'm not saying, I was done up like a kipper by Justin, but I think 2 of his interviews were with people it's not that I didn't want to interview them. They've already had a day in court. Duncan, 5 thin coats and £2 million, and an uncertain scenery who'd already been on the weekend. I mean, who knows what we could have done? Could have went to see Colonel Bill. That was a possibility.
Yeah, it's but what I wanted to ask was, was the impression right that the hall was very vast, or was it just the pre-show that looked so empty?
Bit of both. They'd widened the aisles anyway because of COVID, and then the night before, 40 vendors decided that they weren't going to turn up. So people like Footsore and stuff just went, "Nah, we're not coming now, fuckies."
Did you say 4?
Footsore,
40?
40, yeah.
40 vendors.
And then as far as demonstration games, participation games went, I would say probably easily 20 demo tables weren't filled easily.
Oh, that's a shame.
Including things like Osprey. Whoever's meant to be doing the Osprey Silver Bayonet didn't bother showing up, despite the fact that Joe McKellar was there.
Oh God.
I'm not sure who they had organised for that, but I imagine they're going to keep their fucking head down for a while. Going, you remember how you're going to bring that to Slate? Remember how the author was there to sign books at the table beside you?
Oh.
You know how we had to move him behind the stand?
Hide him.
Yeah. Because we didn't want him sitting in the middle of a fucking vast hall looking like a prick.
Oh God, that's terrible.
You'll never work at this town again, I imagine Benji screamed while spitting on him.
The only saving point could be if the person had got sick suddenly or something.
It's
so something that would be within control.
Who knows?
But I can imagine the author must have felt a bit terrible.
I never got a chance to talk to Joe. There wasn't enough time. It's like, I'd love to. You're over there signing things and talking to punters. I'm not going to interrupt you because that day's going to be fucking busy enough. Gotta choose your battles.
Indeed. What is the next event planned, or is 2021 now done for you and OTT?
Oh yeah, we're not going to be going to another event this year. Not sure what the next one is. It may even be Salute again in April, which would be a bundle of fun.
Isn't it always just one day?
Yep.
It feels a bit wasted.
Nope. You have to remember, every single person there is a volunteer. That is not a business venture. That is a games club that has got out of hand. Yes, many times over the years they could have expanded. Many times over the years they've gone, no, this already eats up 8 months out of my 12 months.
Yeah, I guess that's reasonable.
It is the biggest one-day wargaming convention in the world. And it's not even run by, a company making a big ton of profit. So they spend so much time chasing people. In fact, when I was talking to the guys, the painters, they'd only found out, I think that day, that, or possibly even whenever I told them, that it's just the South London Warlords annual con. Yes, Denzin. Harris was there with his books. That was good. Again, didn't get near him.
Rifleman Harris, actor from Sharpie.
Yep.
Oh, did you see the meme from oh, what's his face again? The actor playing Sharp,
Richard or Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, where
No.
he allegedly said in an interview, it's a bit of a oh god, my name.
Your name's Tim.
Yes. the
Glad
bloody
to
dude
help.
that doesn't age, but his painting ages. Dorian Gray.
Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Yeah, it's something in reverse. His characters in movies die so he can live forever.
Well, that's good.
Which sounds reasonable to me.
There's General Bob Kicker. Or General Album Kicker. Or possibly Dan.
So
Yeah, he was standing. I think he's a couple of books. One is a fictional. He's wrote a fictional account of Harris's memoirs. I think. Safi, you got it, didn't you? It is fictional. It's not actually just his own memoirs.
that sounds a bit weird. Writing fictional memoirs of a character you played ages ago.
He did play him for a while. I'm trying to remember how long shot it. Oh, it's a diary of the filming. Oh, right, nice. So there you go. All filmed in Bosnia, if memory serves.
Before it went to shit.
Possibly after it went to shit. Maybe even during it went to shit. That way they could cut down on the pyrotechnics they had to pay.
I guess as much.
I was bumming around on the internet the other day, funnily enough, and came across the 95th Rifles website called 95thrifles.com for reenactment living history. If anybody's doing anything vaguely rifle based, it's a great website.
You reckon it's a good source for?
Oh, it's fantastic. And while I was flicking through it, I discovered that one of the 95th Riflemen from Sharp, one of the guys who you would, especially towards later on in the season, you would see him on screen an awful lot as just one of the background riflemen, just grimly reloading, firing over and over again. He was actually the historical advisor. His name's Richard Moore. He's got several things on the website, articles on the website about the 95th Rifles. So he was there as the advisor to the rifleman, and he just ended up playing a supporting rifleman in the show.
It makes it much easier to shout at people when they get stuff wrong.
Mm.
Atomic Mass, please, you need to improve your instructions.
I may have shouted that at them for a while, and they didn't do it. What makes you think they'll answer you? Is it because they don't want an angry German artist?
You don't want to make the Germans angry now. That usually doesn't end well. Mostly for us, but...
Good times.
Chimera with Love. Sounds like a James Bond movie. I'm really excited to see what AMG will put out next, because this is the last box I got on pre-order, so there's nothing in my waitlist currently, which is an awkward feeling.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm a bit scared, to be honest. But then again, so is life.
it's not like they're going to shelve it.
I hope so. I don't think they could afford to shelve it. Who do you think would grab the Judge Dredd IP, which is now being back in the wild?
I hope it's not Defius and their fucking 2D20 system. Take a run and jump off the closest fucking bridge. Obviously, I think I speak for everyone when I say Free League. Just give it to them. I would like an RPG that looks amazing, please. Thank you very much. Oh, there you go. You've supplied it. Thank you. Move along. Next Victor.
You think that will happen?
Nope. No, I don't.
Sad.
I think it's much more likely to be Defius.
Because they actually have the money currently flowing.
Yep. Unless, because I mean, Rebellion, who own the licensing rights, have produced the Block War games again. It's entirely possible they might decide to bring it back in-house.
It would be a change of pace. So currently, what is up for grabs would be just the role playing, or
Yeah.
Okay. Who in their right mind designs a sprue with a foot on rock pose where half of the rock is a separate part of the sprue gate? Why? Why?
They already have a Judge Dredd. Well, there you go. It would stop anybody competing with them. Presumably, there's stuff in one of them that the other one can't have, and vice versa. Because it's not public domain.
Not yet.
And they're all well, it'll be a long, long fucking time before it's public domain. And they're both based off the comic.
So as much as I'm ranting about how bad the instructions are, the pieces fit together nicely if you figured out the orientation. Which feels more like doing a 3D puzzle at the moment than actually building a model. Never had that experience before.
You saw Slade at the Warlord stand, as in they still had stuff kicking around. Just this Warlord. Potentially old stock.
I wonder, now that they've said that they are not refreshing or renewing the licensing rights, will prices go up?
Better. For what?
For Judge Dredd RPG from App Publishing?
Who knows? Who knows?
It's always fascinating. People
They
don't care
won't
for
go down.
stuff as long as it's in production, and suddenly it's a run. Everybody wants it.
It's like a run on the banks. You never know when it's coming, but it'll come.
It will be coming round the mountain or something. How am I supposed to add this to that?
Can't. No. Bad, Tenzin. Bad.
What is coming soon, minis?
I hope he's not referring to... Oh, as in the slaying stuff? I thought they not sell all. Oh no, they didn't sell. They own it. It was Foundry dubbed all of theirs. Okay, that's interesting. Everybody likes Yuko. Everybody likes a tiny hobgoblin thing who spends his time desperately trying to fuck all around him. Yuko.
What irritated me a
massive
bit.
Spruegate.
What irritated me a bit after Salute was that Oakbound themselves didn't put up any pictures. So either he was very busy or very disappointed.
Don't know. When he went to bring out your lead, it was a couple of days before he put up any pictures from it. And he was just there playing games.
Dedzian says he wasn't being dirty. I
To be fair,
find that hard to believe.
I can't remember seeing him. I wonder where he was supposed to be.
Well, he had made a big video about his stand that he put up. So I'm guessing he was there.
Possible. Didn't have much time to look. Too busy head down, running like a bastard. Going, I'd like to talk to you, you fox.
Next time, do a lottery.
Could be worse. Just saying. Next time it might be the same again. I had a very simple idea. One ND, one partner, because we've got to cover them, because they pay us the fucking twats. And one gaming table every hour. Which came as a shock to Justin.
And I'm guessing just strapping a camera onto somebody and letting him roam the hall to catch impressions isn't a very viable option with a limited staff.
Correct. I mean, we could do it. We wouldn't be able to upload it until probably today, maybe.
Is it that a big of a difference for view counts if it's on time?
I've no idea. I'm just saying, if you're doing interviews with people, I would put those out over a random, here's somebody wandering around with a camera strapped to them. And since we were still editing and uploading posts in the restaurant of the hotel at 7:30, 2.5 hours after the event had ended, that strapping a camera on somebody wandering around would be so far down the fucking list of stuff that was going to get worked on.
I can't imagine. But then again, I was wondering why do it all semi-live, because either the people were there or people who would be interested being there and that can't be there, there's no real incentive to make it real time, I guess.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if I really wanted to be at Salute, I probably would be there. If I can't be at Salute for whatever reason, watching a recorded video close to real time for the recording or a day later shouldn't be much of a difference.
Yeah, they're all still up. You can watch them all later if you want to.
Yeah,
you don't have to watch it at the time.
But you went out of your way and put in all the work. You also could just have said, oh, we're recording now, but we'll upload and edit later. That's what...
I see what you mean. However, if we turned around and went, we're not going to put anything out on the Saturday of Salute, we'll be there. But you can catch up maybe the next day, if you're lucky, or the day after. People go, what the fuck's the point in going then? especially because some stands do salute deals and they do them on their websites as well.
Okay.
So they just go, you know what? I won't bother watching you at all. Is that the right one for that? No, you're not. Although you fit on. You're that one.
Yeah, Tuffy, a drone would have been interesting as well, but I guess that would have been played to death by some of the staff at some point. Or maybe even crashed into some people and cause a lot of annoyance.
Well, I don't know what it's like in England, but in Northern Ireland you have to have a license to use a drone if you're going to be recording, to make sure you don't crash it into people. And those licenses are not fucking cheap.
Oh my Gothmog, no, this is plastic glue, so I don't think there's a big chance of gluing fingers together tonight. Or are you using super glue, Jerry?
No. Polycement.
We are responsible adults, we are.
Also, super glue shit on plastics, and anybody who uses it is a remtard whose mum goes to chippy in their slippers. I learned that from the RAF.
Oh, I'm going to hate myself. Well, gluing your fingers with plastic glue, that takes some talent, I'd say.
I mean, a modern day Pinocchio could probably do it.
With PVA.
No, I mean, plastic glue presumably wouldn't be made out of wood anymore. You're that. Do you get much when you're over, Denzin?
I think he fell asleep.
No, it's just got like 10 seconds delay plus formulating the answer to that. Yes, I got the Delta Pro variant. That's what I got. Ireland's gone back into lockdown.
Oh,
So
God.
it's all good.
Well, to be fair, I'm just waiting for shit to hit the fan here again.
Shitty fans.
It's not like we're having numbers highest ever recorded since this whole shit show started.
You can still glue your fingers with plastic glue. Oh, that's what you were responding to earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Unless you're Pinocchio. No, you can't.
Or you have a prosthetic. Prosthetic?
Yeah, I suppose. If you've like a cheap one you made yourself, maybe.
From a 3D printer.
No, even then, 3D printers don't use styrene.
Looking for parts in Alderaan places.
Aha!
At least I'm not gluing layer. But it would have been worse. Fighting fantasy miniatures, no disease, but some Western miniatures. Well, there you go. Where was I cutting?
Who did the Western minis? Was it Scorpion? Foundry? I would have loved to go over to Foundry. Could have bought some fucking French.
Which stand would have gotten go to the most? I can't even talk. So what stand did you miss the most that you didn't go to? Or top 3 if you can't decide on one.
Probably Mantic. Yeah. Probably Mantic.
I'm pretty sure they will send you something.
Mostly I just buy it.
That's the one possibility in this, yeah.
I was shocked to get Dead Zone.
Because it was so sold out, or for what reason?
No, I mean the copy they sent for us to review. Because pretty much every other Mantic thing on the site that's been reviewed is stuff I've bought.
Oh god. Well, maybe they thought, well, we should start sending stuff.
Oh. I'd already got my order in at that stage. They could just send my order early. I wouldn't have minded.
So did you cancel your order, or do you now have 2 copies?
Oh, fuck no, I didn't cancel it. It's just extra stuff.
More stuff.
Besides, my order had things like the objective upgrade set and the token set with it. So, and the neoprene mat.
So the superior version.
Yep. Mantic had no stock. Oh, the plastics. I imagine there was a run on Mantic early because they were giving away free sprues.
Wasn't there something about the first 100 people getting to the stand are getting 1 random sprue for Which is an interesting thing to say on a event where people mostly come to look and buy, but
Though people should be there to game. The traders are secondary. Traders all need to be taken down a peg or 2.
I'm guessing the traders are the one paying the rent.
Probably. That doesn't make them better than the gamers.
No, not really. And morally, not in the slightest.
You know, it needs to be cut them.
Welcome, Toros.
Ooh,
Join
us.
us.
Goblins. See, when it said sprues were they bagged, I've obviously just opened all the halflings, but the halfling comes bagged with 2 sprues together. No, Rookstrift, I've already lamented that fact, Denzian, several times. I still say it's because they didn't want to be pulled up over the striping on the melee bags.
If they even had one. Or bags.
I'm sure they had melee bags.
Well, they can't be shouted at for not having stripes on their bags if they don't have any bags.
So even though they said it was a sprue, it was whatever was needed to assemble the full set. No, haven't looked near Tuffy board game. It's for not real people. Hi, Lena.
What?
She has an unfortunate love of board games, despite them being, as I've already mentioned, terrible. Oh dear, I've put that in the wrong place. You're there.
Why are you shuddering, Toros? What's wrong with plastic?
Taurus is made from plastic. Last time we tried it, he melted his fingers together. It's the very scenario Limburger said would happen. Da, da, da. Diddle-da.
Well, that would be a very unfortunate event then.
Very short game. Without Billy Bags.
Nothing to hide behind, nothing to take cover.
Friend of Bob's has done a Orcs Drift card game where you can sort of play through the defensive Orcs Drift in 20 minutes type of thing, which I think he's planning to go to market with. So I'll be interested in that.
I'm always fascinated by what ideas people come up with for things that are on their mind.
Done again, haven't I? No, they're in the right place. You're an E. You're potentially a D.
Who is Blue Peter? So is this something I should be aware of?
It's this guy called Peter, who was very blue. He was always getting his knob out on TV. He was eventually arrested with Jimmy Savile.
I never can tell if you're making fun of me or just explaining some weird perk from British history.
Didn't get more blue than Blue Peter. Peter Purvis was his name, and he was a pervert.
British TV show for kids. Oh god.
Just like Jim will fix it.
At some point, some of you people will bring me into deep trouble.
It's not like we're telling you to Google blue waffle.
Oh, I know that one. I don't need to Google that one. I'm staying. That's the same like the when you see two naked feet and a glass jar in the middle. Don't. Don't.
Do.
No, don't.
Do. It's amazeballs.
For your own sanity, don't.
It's like if you can convince somebody to put a light bulb in their mouth.
Oh,
Because weirdly, while your mouth will hinge open large enough for the light bulb to go in, for some reason it won't release it again.
yeah, it will lock up.
Yeah.
Yes, and the famous two girls with one cup.
He's building Wookiees. I'm building Halflings.
So I'm building Jerry's and he's building Sam's.
Dirty Sam. Dead now.
Or are they female halflings and they could be freeze?
Both.
Hmm.
There's a mix on the spring.
Yeah, Charles, Uncle Fester only did the electrical side in his mouth, not the glass part.
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
Uncle Fester was wise. He may have looked like a fucking muppet. He was smart enough not to end up with a mouthful of broken glass.
Also, what I find most astounding are stories from the emergency room, what people try to stuff up their buttocks.
Yeah, I heard about this guy recently. He went to the ER with, I want to say it was 9 toy horses up his ass.
Toy horses?
Yeah. Doctor said he's in a stable condition.
Toy horses or My Little Ponies? I'm going to guess it's going to be My Little Pony.
If I'm gluing halflings, doesn't it make it hodlings? Might do that. It will allow me to stack them up. Fire orcs at them.
I found that joke to be
That
funny.
was a fucking amazing joke. You know it was, Grim. You had to knuckle down, get with the program.
So, will we ever see Lloyd and Warren again? Or are they lost to bad internet and doing only pictures?
I imagine you will, yeah.
eventually.
No idea. It's above my pay grade.
You get paid.
Just about.
Does it happen often that people come in to you and say, I want to work at OTT? And if so, how hard do you laugh?
I've no idea. Because I'm in my house, and if they come to my front door saying I want to work at OTT, they'll get hit with a hammer.
Well, they could also just write you a message.
I don't think anybody has ever asked that.
No?
No,
Weird.
I didn't even ask that.
No, they just kept you.
Yeah. Just offered me a job while I was on my sabbatical. I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Reading instructions would be much easier if the paper weren't so glossy.
Glossy paper. You know, it's good. It's not as good as the greatest movie ever made.
Which at some point we need to watch on stream.
Oh, fuck yeah. Do it over Christmas. Be a little Christmas present.
Crispin would be all over the place.
At one point, he does summon snow, which is kind of like Christmas. And there's a guy with a white beard and a red outfit on. Again, a bit Christmassy. It's practically, I mean, it's more Christmas than Die Hard when you think about it. Penny wheat straw. You missed the punchline, Demon Sub. All right, the punchline was, guy's gone into hospital, arrives at A&E with 9 horses stuffed his butt. The doctors say he's in a stable condition.
Babel demon. Like the thing where you put horses in.
Yeah, I think it's because you were talking at the time and you missed it. Because I'm very quiet. Petey wheat straw.
I got the video on my watch later list, and every now and then when I don't pay attention what's running, suddenly I hear the woman in labor at the beginning of the movie. Which is irritating if you just had somebody talking about tiny fighting men and how to paint or build them. And the next thing you hear is, it's coming, oh Lord, it's coming.
Amazing. Then 7-year-old PD pops out and hits the doctor a slap for his impudence. Because he is PD wheat straw.
I don't think I've watched that far every time, because I want to watch it in one go. And I think I need either a couple of beers or some...
I mean, a couple of beers. I need a couple of beers to appreciate PD wheat straw.
Maybe not to appreciate, but to keep my resolve to keep it watching.
It's a really good film. It's like Suburban Sasquatch.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you compare
or Lamageddon. Lamageddon.
Santa Claus versus the Martians. Sometimes I feel there's a school for upcoming movie makers that's handing out drugs like candy to just get these shitty movies done.
It's because of streaming. It's all streaming's fault.
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Oh, yes.
There had been VHS tapes of quote-unquote movies that had been much earlier.
Oh, amazing, like Things. Oh, spectacular. But then you come along with a platform that you need to vomit forth 1 million videos a day or whatever it is to keep people interested, or they all unsubscribe. And that's where you go from the quality things like PD Wheat Straw down to the Lamageddon, where pretty much the only thing I was paying attention to was that one bloke changing his t-shirt. It's like, how many times has he changed his t-shirt?
Did you
It would
keep count?
I didn't, but thankfully I went to ask that question to the internet and somebody else had.
Of course.
It was like 23 separate t-shirt changes, but it would change between shots. So it would be like shot, reverse shot, shot, as he's having a dialogue with somebody.
Oh god, yeah, I know what you
And
mean.
the t-shirt would change in between.
I love these continuation arrows.
Well, this was just deliberate. There was no way this wasn't deliberate. Obviously, is another little sly joke to the audience, although the biggest joke to the audience was anybody who paid for it. Shut up. Shut the hell up.
Feel like I'm
Chicken tonight.
trying to read a bingo card here. C16, C16, where's C16?
Well, I think so, Demon, because I look at them and I go, oh, please. I mean, not Lamageddon. It was fairly fucking diabolical, but I watched a couple of other weird ones. Because once you start watching shit on Amazon, it goes, you've watched some god-awful, terrible shite.
Here's
You
more
should
of it.
Watch this. And I go, fair enough. It's a fair cop, Governor. I'll have that. And then you watch and go, oh, it's either wonderfully shit or just grim. There was only one I've turned off, which was some art house, possibly Gods in England. Oh, who fucking knows? It was shite. It felt like I'd watched it for an hour, but I turned it off after 15 minutes. So, well, this was not only garbage, but steaming hot garbage.
Best garbage ever.
Yep. Dexter's Lab.
Isn't that this weird show about the cannibal? I wouldn't know.
Dexter's Lab is about Dexter and his sister Dee Dee.
Oh yeah, Dexter Laboratory. Lovely, lovely series. Have you swallowed a halfling?
No, John posted something. Almost choked on my beer.
Did you hear anything about when and if the cancelled documentary on wargaming will continue, or is he just fed up now?
May just be fed up.
I quite didn't get or understand why he cancelled the show.
Because nobody was putting money in. He wasn't going to reach his funding goal.
No, not even close?
Not even close.
I guess most people then just said to themselves, well, if that's already the material he did, why pay again? Something lazy bastards. Maybe that's just too niche of a hobby and a interest group to get enough money.
I thought the GW fanboys would have been on it like a rocket for the chats with the Perrys and with Rick Priestley.
Well,
I suppose they're all 5 now and they've never heard of those people.
That's the point. If the old guard probably would have, but the current iteration will not have heard of any of those names and will not be aware of the influence.
Will they? It'll just be the Citadel design team who made these fantastic games. The Citadel design team at their Balance app.
Oh, and Games Workshop is still hiring app developers.
Sure. Is Warhammer Monthly Plus, or whatever the fuck it's called, still going?
Couldn't tell you, and I think we need to ask Ben that, or if anybody in the audience does actually subscribe to that.
Tuffy subscribes.
Did she?
Yep. It's still going, Tuffy. They're still putting stuff on it. Don't hear anything about it now. Well, the last thing I heard was they were looking to pay people to watch it.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard.
I heard something similar, and I thought this must be a joke. This can't be real. Somebody must have taken a piss.
Quality control, because people were going, see these cartoons, they're shit. Why the fuck am I paying you for this shit?
I think the worst part for me personally is the total lack of understanding how an app works that is comfortable to use. If you start putting content behind a paywall with a single subscription, and people need to use more than one app to get all the stuff they want, that's
Right, was that part of it?
bad by design. Yeah, because if you watch the, if I get this right, Tuffy may correct me, you watch the videos on Warhammer Plus, but the magazines you could read were on a different URL, and it's... Yeah. I watched a YouTube video on somebody explaining it, and I was in tears after 10 minutes and couldn't bear to hear more. I mean, it's not like it's a small company with no money in the bank trying to make something giganteous.
The problem is they don't like the money leaving the bank.
Yeah, that's the problem. Hello, Jamie Scutts.
Jamiscat.
Well, I think Games Workshop will keep rolling out the content for another year, and then it will be taken behind the shed and shot.
I mean, but it's still cheaper than buying their app thing for your army builder, isn't it?
Yeah, but
that's the saving grace. Essentially, if you've already bought the army builder,
yeah, it's
then all the other stuff is free. Just difficult to get to, but free.
It's amazing how bad you can make something on purpose and then wonder why people won't jump on board. Are you not entertained? It's like you do remember when Blizzard brought the mobile version from what's it called again?
Diablo.
Diablo?
The guy went.
Don't you have phones?
When Red Shirt guy went, is this an April Fool's joke?
Yeah, and
season.
Exactly, and the guys on stage
Best line
just
ever.
Don't you have phones? Oh God, PR nightmare.
Well, yeah, it's not like people have been looking for a new Diablo for fucking ever and a day, and then got that handed to them.
Kudos to the red shirt guy asking serious questions. I can't imagine going to a convention, being all hyped up to see something new, and then, yeah, we got you a mobile version of your game. What?
Is that not how it works, Jamascat? Because that makes sense to me. That's I'm trying to remember what the phrase is. Work in motion, is that it? Where they go, takes one man an hour to do a task, and you've got two people, then
takes them 2 hours.
You've got half an hour, whatever. Yeah, so they multiply the bodies up. I'd be all for that. mean, how difficult could it be?
I
It
really
can't be any more difficult than balancing a rule set, and GW have made that abundantly apparent that they can do that.
I really should pay attention when clipping out stuff. I now have 3 arms for a Wookiee.
Nice.
But in my defense, there's a second arm as an option on the building instructions, so I don't know why they didn't make that more clear that this is another arm and not just a piece to strap on his back or something. Also, I miss a disassembled C3PO in this set.
Oh, to hang off his back?
Yes.
Oh, you can do that, just buy a second pod.
Hell, I won't.
No.
No. I might
Pleasing
try find an Imperial Assault C3PO and cut that in pieces.
Okay. Do that. I allow you. So, move you over there. You can stay cool and try and remain fluid. Tiny metallic.
Are you agitating your metallics so that you can still use them?
No, I'm just putting the windowsill where it's colder.
Oh, okay. Speaking of cold, how cold is it at your place currently?
Not cold enough. Is the answer.
Still not cold enough.
Still double figures. Fucking outrageous for November. I mean, who do they think I am?
Well, we're just shy of double figures. We're down to 9 degrees over daytime.
Lucky, lucky bastard.
Well, you could just come over and visit us.
Could do. Got my European app. Allows me to escape the UK, so that's good. Be all that you can be.
This head won't stay on. Why won't this head stay on?
Is it because it's not the right head for that body?
No, that's definitely not it. But it's got ample dreadlocks type things, which
Like
add
Torful?
tension to the not making real contact with the body. But I think I've got a remedy. I just glue more glue.
Goodbye, Torful. Miss you, I will. Fuck you, Torful. Fuck you. When's Book of Boba Fett start? Is it like December 25th or something fucking wacky like that?
29th, I'm correct. If Ralph is still there, he possibly has that date sitting much more prevalent than I am. My brain is very bad at the moment.
Very far away. Thankfully, Wheel of Time will be over by then. So, Ghostbusters Afterlife next week as well. Bye, Samuel.
Bye, demon. Ghostbusters, I really would like to watch, but I'm not going to a cinema right now.
Why would you go to the cinema?
Where else should I watch it?
In your house. Find the medium of internet lending library.
Oh.
So as we all know, kids, communism works. In this one example, somebody pays for it and then they share it with the world. I think I'm just going to run all these dogs as standard wild lancers.
Horses?
No, there's 3 types: heavily armored, medium cavalry, light cavalry, and light cavalry with ranged weapons. I think I just run them as light cav. Run my heavy armored goat knights as juggers. Not to be confused with Salute of the Jugglers with Rick O'Hara, which is similar but different.
What will I do with all these Wookiees' heads and arms when I'm done?
Feed them to the Ewoks.
Oh, those aren't due until Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary.
I mean, that's not far away. Do we think Ben will notice that it's one of those Hobbit films' 20th anniversary this year?
Oh, maybe? Though Sam isn't in the studio anymore, so probably not a constant reminder of Hobbits.
Free is, though.
Is she a hobbitist?
Well, she's another Lord of the Rings fan. Despite, the film being okay and the books being fucking diabolical.
Is that a positive diabolical or a negative?
Negative. Definitely a negative. Dear Tolkien, the Bible was shit. Do not attempt to rewrite it.
I think you just made people cry.
Well, fuck them. If they've not realised he's a shit writer, I assume they've never read the books.
I read The Lord of the Rings in English, and I had a dictionary by my side.
Yep.
It's not something I'd call an easy read.
No. I mean, The Hobbit was okay because it was written for children. When he came to write The Fellowship of the Ring, he looked like he was going to rewrite the King James Bible. I was like, can I put in thou, therefore, out, wherever, to, for, all this? It's just like, please don't. How about you just write a fucking book that's readable? Oh, you've made up a language, have you? Oh, smashing. How about you just write a book that's readable? Because we don't give a shit.
Anybody could do that. How could they?
Well.
Also, what good is your degree if you don't start using it?
I can answer that question. Mr. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. He had a degree. It was in mathematics. He very wisely did not include any of that in his books about a fucking Christian lion and a Turkish delight munching witch. He kept those for his math books, where people weren't looking for a good time.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody refer to a book of having a good time.
I don't generally read fiction to come across super depressed. It's like, I like to be entertained and enjoy myself reading this book. I don't want to come out the other side thinking suicide's always an answer.
It is always an option.
Although it is. And remember, kids, it's down the street, not across the road.
Along
Do
the road,
something
not
right
across.
for once in your life.
No, we are not.
I am. I'm always advocating suicide. Your body, do what you want with it. Open a vein, fucking go for it. Government can't tell you what you want.
But please don't throw yourselves before any poor sorts car or train. You use different methods.
Yeah. Do something that's not going to interrupt other people's days.
Be creative.
Don't be so fucking selfish when you're topping yourself. People have got to go to work.
Or worse, go shopping.
Take a toaster to the bathroom.
Oh, to be fair, I think modern toasters don't work that way anymore. I think there's way too much.
I bet they do.
I'm not going to try to prove you wrong.
Just don't have a surge protector on the extension when you're running it to the bathroom. Otherwise, yeah, that won't work.
Right, and speaking of electrocution, Big Clive had a very long video on how not to electrocute yourself. Don't know if that's already public or is it currently just patrons only. But he has.
Last one he put up was about deconstructing an LED fire, I think.
Yeah, that's the last regular video. So I'm guessing that's still patrons only. But it was an interesting video to watch when he explained what is happening when your body gets ample electricity that's not supposed to be there.
Is that where the magic happens?
Yeah, that's when the magic smoke escapes.
Yay. You could pay somebody to do a very expensive lightning styly tattoo on your back, or like a light socket. Let it find ground. You'll get it yourself naturally.
And then you will be star of a British television show where somebody screams at you and Jimmy! And I only know that because Ashens uses that more often on his streams.
I have no idea what that was.
There was it was in a movie for awareness on British television where a child is
climbing up to get his
ball back
frisbee
or something,
back.
frisbee or ball, and then he gets shocked, and his friends go, Jimmy!
I couldn't remember the little bastard's name. They were hilarious.
Yeah, and the sound excerpt where they go, Jimmy! is some kind of event on Ashen streams.
I don't know who that is either. Clan Ashen.
A reviewer of Tat.
The Skaven Assassins. Is that what we're saying? BCD.
Oh yeah, James, the Bullet Carbonate videos are also very interesting. And hilarious. Come to think of it, we now have 2 solo streams in the house. I could try something out.
He's not got to the point where he's attempted to carbonate something that was already carbonated, has he? I haven't seen that.
No, I don't think so. Also, things that are already carbonated are usually not very much alcoholic, aside from beer.
There's no reason not to try it. I mean, milk isn't particularly alcoholic, but I'm fairly certain he tried to carbonate that.
But only for the fun of foam.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of foamy, I didn't watch Foamy today. I need to remedy that after the show. Foamy the squirrel.
Listen to his squirrely goodness, or he will catch you.
When an animated rodent has more sense than the common people, you really know the world is fucked.
Yep.
Be reasonable, stay friendly, stay safe, and stay the fuck at home.
None of that's happening.
No,
I was impressed how many English people were licking each other without masks on.
I'm still baffled by the fact that the government here hasn't started shutting down all those Christmas markets. No, we will make something work. You'll all just wear masks and then everything will be happy.
Apparently coronavirus is like Cinderella. It's only an issue after midnight.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect people if only 2 people are in one place.
Because they're I know Charlie says that's not the same as the boy who electrocutes himself on a transformer, though. Yeah, the government's closing bars at midnight, so they can't stay late. You go, well, do you have some sort of proof that midnight is the cutoff for coronavirus? Are you fine up until 11:59? Then at midnight you turn into a pumpkin and get the COVID? Or, as I suspect, it's the same regardless of the time of day, in which case you just need to go unlucky pubs.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if it were true that the virus is inactive until midnight?
Time sense, fucking great.
You're all safe, and just make sure you're home before midnight.
It'd be like the Purge, you know. I've not seen any of the Purge movies.
Neither have I. I only heard theories about it.
I did see somebody taking the piss out of one of the Purge movies, and they all get together and sort of wait for 24 hours in their house, but before they wait till the very last minute before deploying the house defense system that will lock them up and keep them safe. It's like, well, if the Purge is coming tomorrow, don't wait till fucking midnight and then discover that your shutter doesn't shut.
Yeah, it's...
Test that shit a week beforehand, make sure it's working, drop it a day in advance, fuck it, make it a 48-hour affair or 36-hour affair. Wait for lastminute.com. You deserve to die, you morons.
It's like people hearing weird noises downstairs after X amount of friends have been brutally murdered, and still they go down, look what makes sounds.
Could be anything.
But to be fair, if anything, Corona has shown people are that stupid.
People are very much that stupid. Even just wearing masks. Somebody's referred to it as, what was it? The whole coronavirus pandemic has been an IQ test for the world, and so far the world has failed. And it's just like a montage of people wearing the masks in various terrible ways. My favourite was a woman who had both her nose and mouth covered, but also her eyes, and then had a pair of glasses over the top of the mask. I mean, sure.
At least you can't fault her for being not protective.
Yep. Yeah.
At least she tried.
Twitch is probably going to fuck you for mentioning coronavirus. Oh no, YouTube will. YouTube will notice it.
Yeah, and to that I say, who gives a toss?
They'll hunt you down. You'll get one of those little find out more about coronavirus from this link below things stamped to your video.
Well, so be it then.
Don't worry, kids. Coronavirus is a scam. You can get rid of the vaccine by bathing in bleach.
Or take ample amounts of horse medicine.
Eat your horse dewormer while bathing in bleach. It's the current one in America.
Yeah, it's gone so bad that the American Food and Drug Association on Twitter went out of its way to say, people, please don't.
No, please do. I don't know why they're so... I mean, seriously, there comes a point where you've got to go, look, these people are bringing nothing to the table. We're not going to lose somebody who's going to discover cancer because they've eaten horse dewormer and then sat in a bath of fucking bleach. Or, what's the Borax? Some sort of fucking pot and pan cleaner. You know, these people are the dregs. In the grand scheme of average IQ, they are the belows pulling the average down. And if they go out, we go up in the world.
Yeah, the average IQ is on the rise.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Comes a point, you just got to let them die. Can't save everyone.
It's like with car crashes. I wouldn't mind the drunken idiot getting killed in his car when he crashes into the tree, but I really would like him not to run over several other people while doing that.
See, that's why they should be allowed to eat horse dewormer and take a toaster into their Clorox bathroom. D.
Oh, you know what? I'm finished.
Let's face it, Ebola is only really a danger if you don't know how to wash your hands or don't have access to the facilities. People in developed nations really shouldn't have an issue with Ebola. There was somebody hacking their guts out, went bathroom all over the place, and I thought I'll just clean it up and then go and eat my dinner. Maybe I'll rub my eyes. Again, at that point, we don't need you. The world doesn't need you.
And the health system surely doesn't need you as well. I've got to say, this little Tamiya nippers really did a splendid job today. Nearly no cleanup to do after cutting from the spruce. I wouldn't have thought that they actually worked this well.
I've no idea. I haven't. Well, there probably could be this, but I haven't seen it. But to be fair, the Mongolians, we all know what they're like from South Park. Fuck you, Mongolians! Stay with my wall.
What was the Chinese restaurant called again?
Shitty walk.
Shitty Wok. Welcome to Shitty Wok. Oh, look, on the cards, there's also the translation to what the cards actually mean. So, Groggrumf is an old Wookiee saying.
Right.
Grumwork is get to the trees.
Never get out of the boat. What?
And Earwarg is just a very ferocious cry.
Sure. That makes sense. Never get out of the boat.
Yep, I built my 6 Wookiee warriors. At some point in the future, they may even get some
Paint?
paint.
Madness. We must know what the wiki word for what should we call it, for chopper is, because they have like that flying bug
The
thing.
Fluttercraft.
Yeah. What's it in oh, I want to say it's Rorschach.
Wookiee.
Is it?
Wookiees?
It's not Wookiees.
It filthy animal sounds.
You take that back. I very dare you.
I must say, even though that FFG/AMG only used 3 different versions of torso, they do look very much different. Though I still don't like the fact that
6 in a
they're
pack, is it?
reusing torso. Yeah, you've got 3 different torsos, and for every torso there are 3 ways to build them. Though for one even is a 4th way, because that's the chieftain, which looks very angry.
Angry Wookie. Wookie Rage. Makes me want to sing Chewbacca, what a Wookie now. Chewbacca, what a Wookie. Dun, 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 dun.
That sounds somehow like something that should be on the Christmas special.
Chewbacca, what a Wookie. It's from the Clerks soundtrack. I don't know who sings it. I'm sure somebody is Googling it even as we speak.
I'm glancing at the clock and it says it's nearly 11.
Right.
Yeah. You know
That's
what
like,
that means. We are almost done with our tightly scripted 30-minute.
it's a fucking best of it. Jesus wept. Oh my god.
So
Okay.
how's your progress going? Almost done?
2 heads left to go on 2 dogs, and then that's all my Arales built. Fear the halfling dogs. Go on, start fearing. Then I just have to work out what way I'm going to assemble the bastards. Probably be better if I bought a second halfling army. Just for options.
Options are always best.
Yep. Besides, I need to
Wookie
pick up
Rage.
some.
Every Jerry beer is split in the pub.
I've not spilt a beer in the pub since. Ooh, I was down in Dundalk at the Imperial with my cousin. I moved the table and spilled a beer then. That would have been 2001.
I think I never spilled a beer in a pub ever.
It's fucking terrible. It's horrendous. It was god awful. Thankfully, the barman just replaced it. You know, I could have
even
cried.
though I once fell off my bar stool with a full glass of beer, but I kept the arm raised.
So Caroline was going home, and she was tucked right at the back. So we went to move the table. And when we went to move the table, it clipped his chair.
Oh.
And the pints went. It was like, oh, the pints, oh, the pints. Oh, mission the pints.
Save the pints.
Save the pints. Save the tree.
Yes.
Even the rebels couldn't tell what way Forrest Whitaker was looking.
That was his greatest trick. You never knew who he was firing at.
That's how he kept hitting all the Imperial bases.
Yeah, this was a very relaxing evening. Now you're just teasing me again.
Yep.
Oh, I hate you, I think, at some
I'll
point.
Back to tease you with it. Look, there's Omen. The first Atlantean bot that King Gil's made after the defeat of the Atlanticans.
And on that terrible bombshell, I thank Jerry for hanging out with me, you lot in the chat, listening to us rambling along. And maybe sometime I'll actually come through with my promise and ask the big man from the foreground, Ben, to join in. Even though I'm pretty sure I won't get a word in at that point, but that's all more the fun.
It's all right.
No Dutch, no Hasbro ranting anymore. After I've seen what the pricing.
Can't rant anymore. They've said that he can buy it now outside. It's like, well, you know, all the rants are gone.
Yeah, they stole my thunder. 130 euros. Do you remember what the
30 euros?
Yes.
Fuck my hat. Really?
Yes, 99.99 pounds, as Tuffy has spilled in Discord.
Have you just xe.com that and converted the price? Or
No,
have you seen somewhere in Europe selling it at that?
I've asked my shop where I'm currently buying all my stuff. After I've seen that the distributor went, well, you got to order until the 1st of December to get it. And then I've emailed them, and 2 hours later I got an email back, yeah, we've got it on pre-order now, it's 130 euros.
Well, they're only shafting you for 12 additional euros after the conversion. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Do you remember what the original version was in retail?
Oh, I want to say it was like £30.
Was it that cheap? Although, then again, £30 at that point would have been almost 100 German marks, so, yeah, it's all relative.
Well, it must have been around 30. Because what was the first big? The High Elf Goblin box from GW was like £40, and that had 100 odd miniatures in it. There was no way it was 50 to 80. No fucking way on God's great earth. Consumer advice by Dungeon Saga said, correct the days. Do that.
Yeah, it's. I'm not going to try to find any source on that. And I'm not going to buy the box. I'm not. £1 in 1980, almost £4 today. So if it was £30, it would actually.
Nope, it wasn't £30. I apologise. It was $21.95.
Well, then they didn't really up the price that much, even adjusted for inflation.
22 quid for Hero Quest Adventure Packs, £7. Well, $6.99.
Well, we won't go get those anytime soon.
Nope.
Well, there's something
So,
for you lot
yeah.
to discuss.
It's £4, so 80. So yeah, they've still upped it a bit.
Yeah, which is to be expected.
Sub 80. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, especially with Hasbro.
Well, I'll just then try to go to sleep now after I've uploaded this enormous video, which is humongous, huge.
Fucking massive, like my hemorrhoids.
Well, I couldn't tell about. I know Warren's hemorrhoids are gigantic because he told us on an XBLS something a long time ago. I remember that very clearly because I nearly choked on my coffee.
It's good to know.
Well,
If you don't want to sit down too quickly, you'll burst this like a little dingleberry / arse grape. On that note, did you know dingleberries are really berries? Not the ones that you pluck out your bunghole.
I heard some things like that, yeah.
At no point will I ever eat a dingleberry pie, just say.
Just in case. Just to make sure. Okay, now I'm off. Thank you, everybody. We will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye, cats.